History, the world of history. We need to know what happened before us. We need to know why our life is like it is now, thanks to all that happened before. Yeah? I know you don't have the books, but I'm sending you the pictures every day. Okay? Every time, every planning, you get the pictures. So, what are we going to read about today? We're going to read about early humans in Britain. Okay? First, we talked about prehistory and history. Then we discovered how they know from what period or what the elements were. Then we talked about the first people in Britain, okay? And today we're going to talk about the early humans in Britain. Yeah? Early humans in Britain. Our book always begins with our timeline, showing us where in time, in what years, this part of history took place. The glaciers came. What are glaciers? Yes, big, massive blocks of ice. Not icebergs, right? These are up in mountains, okay, up in hills, not just floating around in the water. The glaciers came and went over thousands of years. The time in between glacial periods, when the ice had melted and the weather was warmer, are called interglacial periods. During the prehistory, there were periods. Remember the Ice Age movie we saw? The Ice Age, yeah? They were all covered with ice. Those are called glacial periods. They're very extremely cold periods in history where everything goes white, everything turns into snow and ice. And then weather changes, it gets warmer, all this melts and we go back to normal. Okay? This used to happen, remember, thousands of years ago. We don't have that now. Maybe we've got winter and summer, but we know that in 2-3 months, the climate changes, right? And it's not years after years after years after years. Okay? Small numbers of people moved around Stone Age Britain in the interglacial periods. They didn't move around a lot. We know they were there because we found clues of these tools. They're about 700,000 years old. Here in the picture, you've got it with you. You can see Stone Age. Things were made of stone. Yeah, they're tools for cooking, they're tools for hunting. All the different tools were made of stone. Now let's discover the earliest human remains found in Britain. Imagine, the earliest one, the very first human beings in Britain. The bones of Boxgrove Man. Boxgrove Man is the remains of a human found in Boxgrove. Boxgrove is a place in the southeast of England. Remember geography? North, south, east, west. Here we've got it. They're telling us, they're showing us, they're indicating in what direction they found it. In the southeast of England. He's not a modern human. He's a Homo heidelbergensis. I know these names are super difficult, but in that period, they were put into categories. Yeah? They were put like into groups. Yeah? And most of the groups started with Homo. Because Homo meant human. Yeah? Not exactly how we are today, of course. At the Boxgrove site, you can see where he might have sat and made tools 500,000 years ago. Here at the bottom of the page, we can see a picture. Remember we said it last class, all these pictures that appear in books, thanks to the discoveries they've made, they've been able to more or less get the picture of how life was in that period. But they can't tell you exactly, okay? So mainly this is an idea with some information they've got, the knowledge they've got, but it's maybe not 100% exactly, okay? The skull of Swancombe woman, another curious name. These are some pieces of a human skull, my skull. They were found in Swanscombe in Kent, southeast England again. Yeah? Using, what are they using? East, south, north, and west. Good. They belonged to a woman who lived about 400,000 years ago. Interesting fact. At this time, there were lions, rhinos, monkeys, and elephants roaming around Britain, moving around Britain. Swancombe woman was a bit bigger and stronger than us. She'd have needed to be. Imagine a woman in that period. They probably were much bigger and much stronger than what we are today, right? Because they had to do much heavier work than we have to do today. Male or female? Archaeologists can sometimes tell whether bones belong to a man or belong to a woman. Some bones, like the skull, are slightly different between men and women. They look at the skull of a man, they look at the skull of a woman, and they can actually see if they're different or not. Okay? The picture below, this one here that looks like a butterfly, but they're not butterflies, this is part of your body, guys. It shows the pelvis. This is the pelvis part. I know, it looks super cool. It's just like an amazing butterfly. But the bones, and we've got them right here. Yeah? Those bones are different. They're quite a bit different. Not extremely different, because they look just the same, right? But they're a bit different, which can show if it's a woman's or if it's a man's. The wider pelvis ones, the bigger ones, are the women ones. One would think, oh, if it's bigger, it has to be the man's, right? Because normally everything is like that. Who is taller? Normally. I know there are very tall women as well. But normally, who is taller, the man or the woman? Man. Who has bigger feet? Who has bigger shoes? Man. The man. Who has longer trousers? The man. Who has bigger t-shirts? The man, you see. But in this case, our pelvis, women pelvises, are bigger. Yeah? The people of Pontypridd, the remains of at least 5 people were found in Pontypridd, in Wales. Yes! Me, I was born in 230,000 years ago. These teeth are from one of the Pontoweed people. One of the teeth is a milk tooth. What a milk tooth? What a milk teeth? Yeah, when you guys are little, when human beings actually, not just you, because I happened to me as well. You're born without teeth, then your teeth come out, then your teeth fall out, and new ones appear, right? Like your adult teeth. Yeah? Imagine they found teeth from 230,000 years ago, and they found teeth. So isn't that amazing? It's wonderful, isn't it? Now, what are we going to do? You have these pages, don't worry. Miss, where do I get them from? Don't worry, you've got them right with you. Early Humans in Britain. It's page 8 and page 9. You've got them with you. You're going to answer the questions. If you need to use these ones, use them. That's what they're for. Okay? Help yourself. Use it. Okay? If you need any help, as I always say, I am here, waiting for your questions. Yes? Have a lovely rest of the day. See you tomorrow in Zoom classes at 11, like every Tuesday. Yeah? Have a lovely afternoon. Bye guys, love you.